Experimentation is very important in terms of what we do because without that you just don't have fresh ideas.
I think it's very important, and especially if you are a student. So this is also a show which we are showing here that should inspire and encourage especially young designers to experiment. Only by experiments you discover new borders.
Experimentation is probably the key to my design process. So I don't generally start with a form. So if I'm going to design an object, I generally don't start with an idea. I generally start with a material or an idea of a process. So I'm more interested in the actual creation of the object as opposed to the end result.
I don't see much point in repeating an idea, either my idea or someone else's, unless that idea is being challenged or moved forward in some way.
It's really important to have a lot of play, in the studio and just playing around with materials, or even if I come across something, testing its sort of flexibility. And
it's all about understanding of the material. So actually understanding how something works, you need to know through experimentation. So maybe 70% of what I'm actually doing in my design process and the way in which I construct and design things is experimenting with what I'm doing.
And the other thing is technology. This is the same with materials. You have an immense changing and development in new materials, so carbon fibers, for example, and the new way how to produce furniture.
Because I'm particularly interested in DIY projects, I really like the duct tape lounge chair. It reminds me of some share houses I've lived in the past, but it's done to an extent that gives the couch back a kind of authority.
Probably Mutton Bus's timber stool. It's just your classic made in China plastic. It's actually been sculpted out of timber. So it makes you realise that often we don't put value in something because of materiality or context. You just dismiss them. But as soon as you see the same shape, carved out of timber, sort of a made in Netherlands sort of tag on it, it actually makes you realise it's a beautiful shape.
In certain parts of German cities, it's banned. You are not allowed to put it in your cafe in the center of Frankfurt, for example. So they say, oh no, that's a terrible chair, it's so ugly, it looks cheap, and but it's fantastic.
I think the exhibition is amazingly diverse, and I think it's great that there's an Australian contingent within the exhibition. So I'm quite proud to be part of that.